Hiya, I'm Nee and welcome to a new video. Today we are going to be mostly furnishing, not so much building today, this lovely home slash restaurant. This is the home I am using for my new Soul Food Legacy Challenge. That's a mouthful, wow. And yeah, I really had a lot of fun building this and furnishing this and just trying to infuse this place with lots of character, lots of personality, and just make it a fun place to play some gameplay in. So yeah, first and foremost, if you haven't checked out my new episode, it's actually the first episode of my Legacy Challenge, the Soulful Legacy Challenge, please do check it out. I'll leave a link in the description down below so you can have a look at it. Also, thank you so much for all the support on that episode. I'm honestly so happy about just everything surrounding it. I was a little bit nervous because I don't normally do gameplay on this channel, but it's been great. It was fun, it was different, and I had a lot of fun with it. So if you haven't checked it out, please do, and let me know in the comments down below and on that video as well what you thought about it and what you want to see me do next. But yeah, also I have to say a massive thank you to everyone because we've just reached 900 subscribers, and that's insane. That's mad. That's really mad. And I'm so thankful. I honestly couldn't have done it. I don't even know how I've done it. I have no idea, but I just love to see you guys' comments and just love, honestly, I feel like little tiny, like a teensy tiny community that we've created with this channel, and it's just so much fun. I'm having so much fun, and it's really cool to see that people can support me while I'm doing this for fun, really. So yeah, thank you again so much. But yeah, let's talk a bit about the build because I've rambled for like a good, I don't know, 2 minutes now. So I already had the shell done because I really wanted to get it done before filming because I just wanted to make sure I had it, like I had all the details and everything, but I still was going around the outside trying to map out a couple of things, trying to add a bit more personality. And yeah, we're swiftly already in the kitchen, which is like the main space for gameplay because we're playing with food, so lots of cooking stuff. And yeah, this kitchen was an absolute hoot to build. I love it. I got to use the... wow, what's that pack? For rent. I got to use the for rent kitchen counters, which I don't know if I've ever used in a build before, so that was so much fun. And I actually really like the way they look. Also, these fridges from the new kit, the kitchen clutter kit, oh, I'm in love with them still. They are like the best fridges. And I also got to use some really interesting, cool stuff from the new restoration kit. So yeah, this is a really cool vibey kitchen. I'm gonna be doing so much cooking in here. Not me, my sim, June. Yeah, she's gonna be doing so much cooking, and I just love the way it looks. It looks kind of really traditional and almost rustic. It's like a family kitchen. It's very much a family kitchen. It's quite old school. In a way, it's not modern at all, but this is her grandmother's kitchen, so that makes sense. And I still want it to be a little bit colorful, so we do add some pops of color with lots of reds, actually. So I think it just turned out really nicely, and I've been enjoying seeing it in gameplay. So yeah, I just had a lot of fun building this one. Also, kitchens, I feel like I really like kitchens. I really like to furnish a good kitchen. I don't know, do you guys feel like that? I feel like with a kitchen you can add like so much clutter and so much personality to the place. Sure, if you're doing something a bit more minimalistic or like just modern, maybe not as much, but like with an older looking like family kitchen, you can just add a bunch of things. At least that's how I feel. Let me know in the comments down below if you like that. But yeah, it's not like massive amount of things to go, to be honest, in this kitchen. I do add quite a few like clutter pieces. I also add a lot of appliances. You can see it already, like we've got a microwave. We also have the little stand mixer. We have a waffle maker. We also have a dishwashing machine. So yeah, we go really appliance heavy, but also we have a grill inside. Yeah, don't worry about that. I just wanted to have, I love that grill and I feel like I'd never use it, so my opportunity is here. So we've got a grill inside as well. We do have a barbecue area outside in like the more restaurant-y kind of place because I imagine like you have cookouts and stuff like that, because this is a soul food restaurant. And I mean, if you guys don't know, soul food is very much like it's really a part of Black culture, especially in America. So obviously it's just something, not the America part, but the yeah, I'm not American, if you can't tell by my accent. No, I'm very much British. But still, just African food and overall Black culture is still a huge part of my life. And it just felt so good to be able to honor it with this challenge, which is, oh, it's a stunning challenge created by SimSigga. I'm not following the challenge like to a T, but it's still very much inspired by that. And I'm still so in awe of what she's been able to create with that challenge. But yeah, I feel like cookout and barbecues are also like a massive nod to that kind of thing. So we have a restaurant that runs from this kitchen, which is also our primary kitchen in the home. But like, I imagine I'm gonna do some sort of like small business thing, so we're able to run the restaurant and be able to lock some of the places of the home like to the public, so only we as a family can access, like the household can access these places. And then we've got like the restaurant room and we've got the outside, and those would be the places where our clients would come to. But yeah, that's how I see it anyway. We're already at this like entrance space to the home. I imagine that this is not so much an entrance so much as it is like a storage room / pantry. So I add lots of things that are very like elusive to that. So I have a lot of fun with the kitchen clutter bit, because of course I'm going to use that, because I feel like we've got lots of like little containers that just scream pantry to me. And if we were running a restaurant, I feel like you have to have kind of like a storeroom, pantry, storage kind of moment. So I wanted to have this place be that. And obviously we need some extra fridges, because you need a lot of food to run a restaurant. Like, I don't even know how feasible this is. Like in real life, I don't know if this would work, but this is like a family owned, like small business kind of thing. And in The Sims, we're just fine. We technically only need one fridge and it can keep like everything and more. But for realism purposes, I still wanted to include the extra fridges and just clutter up all of that entrance bit into a storage / pantry room. So yeah, that was a lot of things just to explain one tiny room of this house. I apologize, but I hope you're like getting the gist of what I wanted to do. Also, I just love this place because I feel like when you're in The Sims, I always feel like building a home, when you kind of have a family in mind, it just makes a bit more sense. You really can tap into like a different kind of building. You build for a sim in mind, for a family, for whatever, and it just makes the build a little bit more real. And I feel like you add a bit more quirks and just like things that maybe you wouldn't if you weren't building for someone. And because I was building for this challenge and I was building for this family and for our legacy girl June, I just knew there were a couple of things that I wanted. There was a story that I wanted to create, so I really wanted to add things that told that story. And especially this one, the restaurant room, like this is a little bit abandoned. This is what I wanted the story to be like. They obviously have this restaurant, or they had this restaurant, and it was very important to the community once upon a time. It was probably bustling once upon a time, but at the moment, it's just a little bit abandoned. It's not been taken care of that much. It's not been updated in like God knows how long, and it's just not looking its best. Like the humidity has just gotten to it. It's just not that good anymore, but I still wanted it to feel like once upon a time this was a place where the people were at. And I think it very much looks like that. Like the plastic red chairs, I'm in love with them. I really like them. I wanted to add them because it's like, wow, this is like the cheapest little chair that you could get to like get your restaurant going. Imagine you're in the beginning, you don't really have a lot of money, but you've got a passion for cooking and you can cook a mean gumbo. So you're like, I'm just going to get a bunch of plastic chairs and I'm going to make them colorful and I'm going to try and make the best of it. With the little that I have, I imagine that this was like what the grandmother was probably going through at the time when she opened the restaurant, so I really wanted to portray that. But I love the chairs. I don't care that they're plastic, they look incredible. I love them. I feel like in little taverns and things you can still see this sometimes. I mean, sometimes pub kind of places are a bit more like drab, but in a different kind of way, in like a wood sticky kind of way, not so much a plastic chair kind of way. But still, I feel like even when you go on holiday to like the little like, I don't know, there's that quaint kind of feel, like Mediterranean feel almost to a plastic chair. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about, if I'm just rambling, but oh well. But yeah, I had so much fun with this restaurant. I can't wait to use it. At the moment, we obviously cannot use it yet because we don't have the small business running, so it's just a room in the house. And yeah, of course, if you download this house, which will be available in the gallery, you can also just substitute this with whatever. I mean, you can run whatever small business you want from this room, and I bet it would be so cool. So we're moving along to the upstairs of the home. This is not a massive home. We've got a really, really big like lounge area because it's the whole of the upstairs basically, like half of it at least, but we only have 2 bedrooms and 1 main bathroom, so it's not a massive home. I once again wanted to keep it very traditional, kind of a bit oldie worldy almost, because this is the grandparents' home and this will very much look like the grandparents' home. That's what I wanted. With this, we are playing with June, who's our legacy founder, and oh, I love this upright piano and the little steel guitar. I just felt like that added a bit more of character to the place and just infused it with a little bit more culture, and I can just imagine them having like a little blues night. Oh, I'm excited. I want to go to this place. It does not exist, but I want to go to it. But yeah, this is the grandparents' home. We are playing with our legacy founder, June, who's the granddaughter. But I still wanted her to have this period in which she's living in the grandmother's house. And she does not own this place, obviously. So it does not look anything like what she would make it look like. But I thought it was really important to play like this in the beginning. And also just, it's fun. Because she's going to be on the come up and she's going to hopefully get some money. At the moment we are so broke, but hopefully she's going to get some money and maybe she's going to change a couple of things. Who knows? So I'm excited about that. I also wanted this to look very lived in, and like there was a lot of documentation that wasn't being taken care of. Like it's subtle. There's only like a pile of like letters and like documents, like just a couple of them. I know it's not a lot, but I still wanted the hint of like maybe the things haven't been really taken care of. Maybe that's why the restaurant's not really thriving. And just, if you've seen the episode, let me spoil you a tiny bit. Our grandmother just lost our husband, which was our grandfather, and so she's been feeling really depressed, and that's why she's not really just running the restaurant at the moment. So kind of the gist of it is that she's kind of let herself go a little because grief is really hard and you need some time. And obviously I feel like having to run a business while you're trying to just come to terms with the fact that your business partner is not with you anymore, I cannot even imagine what that feels like. But that's really, really hard. And I honestly don't blame her. And this is when June comes in. And she's going to try and cheer her up. And she's going to try and just take care of things for a while. Because Aunt June also loves cooking. And I feel like she wouldn't miss the opportunity of being mentored by her grandmother. So yeah. I know I'm talking a lot about this legacy, but I'm honestly so excited about it. Please do check it out if you haven't. Because I just feel like it's really, really fun to feel like you can play The Sims and it can be fun. Because I think people will relate. Like when you play The Sims sometimes, you go through like a phase of playing like for 9 hours at the time or something. At least like 4 hours in like one day and you're like there obsessively. And then that kind of streak kind of runs off. And it gets to a point where you're like, I'm not going to see this game again for like a while. And even though I build a lot in this game, I don't necessarily play the game a lot. I do sometimes, of course, get a bit of gameplay. I always test out new packs because I feel like that's just fun. But I don't always get to play the game, just to do whatever I want and to play whatever story I feel like I could play in The Sims. So actually getting to play it is like, wow, I can't believe this game exists, even though I can. But it's just, I like the freedom to be able to tell whatever story you want to tell. And I feel like there's not a lot of games that do that. So yeah, this is the lounge, almost done. I also wanted to add lots and lots of family photos. At the moment, they're not filled in, but in-game, there's lots of photos of our grandparents, and hopefully there will be photos of June as well. I'm also building a bathroom. Revolutionary, I'm aware. I don't normally do bathrooms in my builds, but it was just one family bathroom, and I just wanted to let you guys see what it looks like. I'm going for lots of earthy tones, lots of browns. Overall, this house is very brown and red, which I feel like we kind of saw a lot. Like 20 years ago, I feel like we saw that a lot. In my grandparents' home, like everything's brown, I can tell you that. I feel like that's a very common thing, like lots of browns, lots of reds, sometimes lots of grains as well. I just wanted it to feel like a grandparent's home, so this is kind of the color scheme we're going with. And of course, lots of traditional furniture, like a traditional shower shower tub combo that you probably wouldn't see nowadays. But yeah, this is the grandmother's home? Grandmother's bedroom. This was the grandparents' bedroom, but now it's our grandmother's bedroom. She's got a bit of a big one. And I mean, it's not that fair for us to be the legacy founder and we've got a tiny, tiny room. But as I've said in my video, she's an elder. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So we don't know how long she's going to be around. For now, she's got the biggest room, but we'll see how long that will last. Not that I want her to go. I'm sorry, Grandma. Like, this is sad. I'm like wishing this Sims to go, and I really don't because she's a fun character. But yeah, so far she's got the massive room, but I can't guarantee she'll always have the massive room. But it's also fun to not be able to have like a really big place. And also, I feel like with this particular gameplay style, I don't think we're going to be at home in our room all the time, so I didn't really care. I didn't care to have the biggest room. And yeah, this is once again very traditional. We're using a lot of the traditional furniture that we get in the game, even base game actually. The side tables as well as the bed, they are base game. Then we're using the dresser that's like the chest of drawers is from Cats and Dogs if I'm not wrong. And then the massive wardrobe, that's from Ranch Pack. What's the Ranch Pack? I don't know, it's something about a ranch. So yeah, even the mirror is from the Ranch Pack. So we're using lots of the more traditional furniture and the more traditional looking packs as well. So it was really fun. I don't get to do this all the time. And I feel like I say that all the time and then I build like 1,000 little traditional homes. But truly, it's not my usual way of building. It's not something that I do that often. And of course, you don't always see every single build that I build because sometimes there's lots of builds that don't make it to the channel or they're not there quite yet because I want to just put up something different. So I feel like I normally go more for either like modern builds or just something a bit more contemporary. But I still have a lot of fun when it's traditional. And with this one, I was just like, what does my grandparents' home look like? And it was a bit of doing that and just trying to almost match it. But like that quintessential like grandparent home vibe, like overall vibe that you imagine when you think about your grandparents' home. That's what I wanted to achieve with this one. I think I did. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. I really need to know that. But yeah, I had so much fun building this and just making it look how I wanted it to look, which was not that hard because of the incredible catalogue that we have in The Sims 4 at the moment. Like especially all the little details that you can add, like the just water damage and like the little like cracks in the walls and all of that. It's just so cool that we can do that. I honestly didn't think, like when I first started playing this game, I wanted to have things be a lot more pristine and whatever not, but like I don't know how many years down the road, I'm like, give me them cracks, give me the water damage. I want to make it look rough. I couldn't have predicted that, but it's honestly so fun for storytelling. And it's just such a good time. I really enjoy being able to do this. This is June's bedroom, which is actually being furnished as a little like storage room. Because in this point in time, June doesn't live here. So this is what I imagine the room would have looked like in the grandparents' home. Just a little storage room where they've just chucked a bunch of things, so it doesn't look like much. I really like how it looks, actually. I feel like sometimes in a home, you've got a room that's just a bit of a mess. I feel like we can all relate to that. My office is normally the room in the house where sometimes we just chuck everything in the kitchen sink into it, but thankfully it's beautifully just done at the moment, and it's very nice and breezy. But yeah, this is what the build looks like. I hope you guys have liked this. Please let me know in the comments down below what you've thought about it. Please like and subscribe, because that would really help me out a lot. And again, thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.